Welcome to this week's edition of the OCU Athletics Update. I'm Andrew Himes, and this week we're talking to Delaware Resource Group Superstar Athlete of the Week, Jamaal Crayton, and baseball coach Denney Crabaugh. Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to senior basketball player and Delaware Resource Group Superstar Athlete of the Week, Jamaal Crayton. He averaged 19.5 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists in the games last week, on his way to garnering the Sooner Athletic Conference Player of the Week. And talk about your week last week that got you the Sooner Athletic Conference Player of the Week, and what does that award mean to you?
It means a lot. We played Sagu Thursday night, which is, they're a pretty good team, ranked 4th in the country. And we lost to them by 3. I played a pretty good game that time. And we beat Northwood on the road Saturday, which road games are tough. So we were fortunate to get that one.
That game against Northwood, you achieved your season high in points, rebounds, and steals in that game. Talk about that performance, if you would.
Oh, well, one of our guards is out, Terry Johnson. He does a lot of the scoring for us. So I just, going into that game, I knew I had to step my play up. So kind of try to be more aggressive that game.
How would you describe your style of play?
My style, I try to do a little bit of everything, not focus too much just on scoring or just rebounding, or I try to fill the stat sheet up, just whatever the team needs.
You are currently the team leader in rebounds as a guard at 6'3". Talk about your ability to get in there and rebound.
I guess I just got a knack for the ball. I mean, a lot of times I don't feel like I out-jump people, or I'm strong enough to box everyone out. Sometimes it happens, falls into my hands. So,
you guys have been a part of a lot of tight games this season. You talked about the 3-point game against Southwestern Assemblies. That was the latest one, but most of your conference games have been single digits and sometimes final possession type games. What has that done for your team this year?
I think it's made us stronger. I think it's preparing us for, later down the road, conference tournament, or if we're fortunate enough to go to nationals. I think those close games, they build a lot of chemistry, and they kind of bring us closer together. Whether we win or lose, we always try to learn something from the close games.
Talk about what brought you to OCU.
Well, I was at Lubbock Christian last year, and they transferred to the Division II, and they weren't going to be able to have a postseason this year and next year. So, being a senior, I kind of didn't want to just play for nothing, or I didn't know if I was going to be able to stay motivated to, not have a postseason. So I kind of made the decision to transfer over here.
I understand that you were a part of a national championship team at the junior college level. Tell us about that. Yeah,
my freshman year at Mountain View College in Dallas, we won the JUCO Nationals up in New York.
What's your major here at OCU?
Kinesiology.
And what are your career plans following basketball?
I'm thinking about coaching. I kind of talk with Coach Phelps a lot on, just his thoughts of the game and what he sees a lot of times, just to kind of get an idea from a coaching standpoint and try to see if I can picture myself doing the same thing. So I think that's what I'm leaning towards.
If you didn't play basketball, what sport would you play?
Probably be baseball. I kind of grew up playing baseball up until the high school area. I mean, around the high school time, I kind of just singled out basketball, but it'll probably be baseball.
What position did you play in baseball?
I played shortstop.
All right. Well, speaking of baseball, we're going to talk to head baseball coach Denney Crabaugh coming up next on the OCU Athletics Update.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Learn more at naia.org.
Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to baseball coach Denney Crabaugh. The 5th-ranked Stars are scheduled to open play this Saturday, February the 8th, as Hastings and Bellevue are in town. And Coach, your most recognizable returners this year are going to be pitcher Shane Henderson, also first baseman Forrest Smith. Talk about the returners you have on this team this year.
Well, those are two guys that we're going to depend upon to do real well for us. I mean, they're going to have to be leaders on the team. Shane is going to be our #1 pitcher. He's going to be the guy that's going to have to go against everybody else's #1 and get us off to good starts, especially when conference weekends come around. He's a guy we're going to have to depend upon. Forrest is another guy. He's a big power guy in the middle. He's the only guy that's returning that has a lot of ABs, and he's going to be hitting in the middle of our lineup, and we're going to need him to provide a lot of power, drive in a lot of runs. Our offense is going to be centered a lot on how well he does.
Healthy mix of transfers from Division I, junior college, as well as some freshmen coming in. Who are some of the newcomers that you're expecting to make an impact this year?
Pitching staff, Chris Pike, a transfer from Fordham, senior, and he's had a really good fall. And then this spring, so far in our inter squads, he's been really dominant, and he's really going to do some good things. We expect him to win a lot of ball games for us. Another pitcher, Brad Wick, another transfer who's getting a lot of attention from scouts. Left-handed guy, Mike Nolan, another left-handed pitcher transfer. Those 3 guys, along with Shane, are going to anchor the rotation this year, and we expect them to be able to go out and keep us in any ball game that we're going to be playing. They can go shut down anybody. They've got that kind of stuff. Position player-wise, Josh Halbert, third baseman, transfer from Wichita State, didn't play last year, but he's come in, and he's really a guy that he's going to hit leadoff for us to start with. He's not a prototypical leadoff hitter, but he's a leadoff hitter I like. He's an instant offense type guy. He can a lot of doubles, and he really runs the bases well. Austin Murphy, another guy, a big bat in the middle of the lineup, a guy that's going to drive in a few runs for us. Jared Baker, a couple of freshmen. Jared Baker's a freshman. He's going to get a lot of playing time this year. He's really swung the bat well all fall, and then this spring's really doing well. Another freshman, Garrett Foster, going to get some playing time at shortstop. So I like our mix. We got a lot of some older guys, but we got some younger guys that are going to step in and get a quality playing time for us. And they're good enough. I think they're going to be able to help us win ball games.
As you look at your team coming toward the start of the year, what do you feel like is going to be the strength of this team?
It's going to start with the pitching. Our pitching staff should be as good as a staff that we've had in a long time. Our 4 starters are as good quality. They're going to be able to go deep into ball games. We've got a Robbie Romero, a guy's going to be able to closer for us. He's looking real good this spring. So, and we've got some guys in the in-between that are very solid too. So I think our pitching staff is going to be the strength. Now, offensively, we're not going to be the power team we've been in the past, but I think we're going to be a contact team, be able to move the ball around a little bit and we might play a little bit more small ball than we have in the past, but we'll just have to see. I mean, with all the new guys we have, we just don't know how they're going to perform when it comes to games. So that's why we're so anxious to get games started, and I'm tired of watching them practice. You know, we need to find out who our real game people are.
There's a player on your team that's been a good friend to us here in the communications department here at OCU. That's Randy Van, who's been a part of your team for 4 years. Tell us about some of the things that he does that the casual fan may not notice.
Well, Randy Van, he's been around, like I said, for 4 years, and this is his 5th year. And the thing about Randy Van is he knows what an OCU baseball player is supposed to act like. And he's one of those most unselfish guys I've ever had on the team. I mean, he doesn't play a lot. He plays some defensive stuff, but he's a kid that's come in. He's worked his butt off for 4 years. He continues, goes out there. And BP, he goes out there and works on his outfield play every day. He knows what it's supposed to be when you cross the lines. He knows what we're supposed to do, and he's a guy that we count on this year, this team, to help all the other guys understand what an OCU baseball player is supposed to be and what it means to wear the uniform. And for my money, there's been nobody that's worn that uniform, what it represents, an OCU baseball uniform, and the traditions that it represents. Nobody's worn that uniform better than Randy Van. I mean, he's a guy that just doesn't say doesn't complain, doesn't gripe, just goes out daily and does his work, does his job, does a lot of other people's job for him because he's that conscientious and he understands. I wish I had a whole team full of them.
Bring us up to date on the bottom of the ninth campaign, and for those who may not know what that is, explain what that campaign is all about.
Well, the bottom of the ninth campaign is something that we started a couple years ago, and we're getting it off the ground a little bit. It's a campaign that has basically 3 goals. One is we have fallen way behind on indoor facilities and hitting from areas from other teams that are in our conference and around. So we're going to build a brand new indoor facility that's going to be used by all the sports at OCU. Across the street, it's going to be big. It's going to allow us to do infield work when we need to do it, and defensive work. It's going to be about 130 by 130 inside, just kind of a shell of building where we can hang tunnels in and pitching mounds and those type of things. We're also going, part of this bottom of the ninth campaign is we're going to go in and renovate the existing Sutton building. The Sutton building has been great for us. It was the first indoor hitting facility for college, built exclusively for college baseball, dedicated to that. So, but it's 1982 when it was built, so it needs renovation. We're going to renovate the locker rooms and all that stuff, tear down all the inside walls and redo it. And then the third part of the bottom of the ninth campaign is the part that really matters to me. There is a endowment component to it, that we are working to endow the baseball program. So, you know, we get into financial times, tough times, and, you know, you get into some budget cuts or whatever, you know, we'll be able to keep the program where it's at. And hopefully we're going to be able to raise enough money through this bottom of the ninth campaign. I call it bottom of the ninth because it's going to be my last project of my career here, the last thing we need to do. But hopefully we'll raise enough money to build the buildings, do what we need, and have the endowment around where, like, our guys don't have to buy their own shoes, their own sweats. We can raise money that way. And thankfully right now we're about halfway to the cost of the project, the building project. And thanks to some donors, we have approximately $70,000 already started in our endowment. So that's what I want my legacy to be more than anything else here, is that endowment, because I've been wanting to do this for years, and fortunately we're in a situation with the bottom of the ninth. We're going to be able to sit there and create some sort of an endowment and have these new buildings that are going to enhance the facilities, enhance the OCU baseball program, make it attractive for recruits now and in the future to come to OCU to play baseball.
Off of last year's team, you had 2 guys who were drafted and 5 others who are now participating on a professional level. Who are some of the guys of the alumni who we're going to see in the minors this year?
Well, going to spring training, I think we have about 10 guys. Joe Basinius off the 2004 team, Mike Lee, 2008 pitchers, Asher Tolliver in the Orioles organization, Ruben Sosa, who played here recently and has been playing with the Red Hawks this year in AAA. We're excited that hopefully he'll be able to play back in Oklahoma City. Chad Carman, Dane Phillips, Blake Schwartz, Cody Farrell, Chase Jensen, Denney Crabaugh. I think that's 10. You know, you get around and you try to figure out who's playing where, but those are some of the guys I know they're going to spring training. And hopefully they'll be able to continue to do well and get a chance. Maybe hopefully we'll see somebody in the big leagues here before too long.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Talking to OCU baseball coach Denney Crabaugh. Stars set to get their season underway this Saturday, February 8th at Jim Wade Stadium.